Hi everyone, my name is Michelle Townsend and welcome to the channel. Today we are going to be talking about fussy eaters and picky eaters, and we're going to address something which has come up in groups and that which I'm like a member of, and that is, why does my child food go everywhere, or why does he or she swipe food off the table? And this is very common. It's very common indeed, actually, in children, very young children, with and without autism. I know that, even my daughter, when she was about 2, she would be very, very messy, and food would go on the floor. Not so much swiping, but definitely food would go on the floor. And what we done in the end was that we got like a plastic sheet or something to go underneath the table or the high chair, like at the time. Even now, what is it, she can be kind of messy, and we just have to hoover or pick things up, and that's just the job of being a parent. So what about my son Matthew, because he did used to swipe things off. A solution to this is to get like plates and dishes that are plastic that can go down, and so they got like a sticky thing, and they can't get it off. And that can be really useful. You still may get a mess. I know children who will throw food, will play with food. Some children with autism, they like the texture of food. They like to really feel it before like eating. I know that Matthew, my son, he doesn't like soft food. He likes hard food and crunchy food. So like literally he might get a breadstick and he will go like this, and he will pick it and then he will eat it. It's really annoying because he makes a mess, but that's just his routine. And we got a hoover, we always hoovering up. No, it's just part of our daily kind of life, and it is tiring, but I've kind of got used to that now. Where before he used to spike things, we just used to pick it up and stuff, because he didn't understand like the word say no. And also there's a no is such a say negative say words. In some children with autism, it's a trigger word, and where if you say no to them, it's like that will trigger a behavior off, and that but unlike say maybe a child without autism, so I could say to like my daughter, no, can you please stop doing that, or oh Rebecca, can you pass me your a dish please, because she might be playing with it and stuff. And she would, where maybe Matthew, what was it, he would just be picking, and if you try to take it away, he would pull back or pinch you or something. So it's very important to know your child, and that. So yeah, Matthew became, I would say a fussy eater or a picky eater when he was around about like 18 months, because before that he used to eat like everything, and I mean everything, including mud and stuff like that. But he was going through, what was that, I think a stage where he was exploring food, but then for some reason something just clicked in his head, and then he didn't want to try anything. So he had very soft food when he was like a baby, and had like 12 months, 18, and then he got to 15 months and he was loving like ready bread and porridge and stuff. Then one day, 18, 20 months, he was just like, no, I don't want it anymore. And so his weight went down and down and down. I mean, he was underweight anyway, so he had to go on a meal replacement. And even now, he's like, he doesn't eat meat, he doesn't eat veg or fruit. So like everything, we have a we had him on a meal replacement, but then his tummy got bad, because a lot of the time with children with autism, they have trouble with their gut and bowels. Let me know in the comments whether your child have a gut or digestion or a bowel issue. Many of the children and like adults who I used to work with, and certainly my son, has a gut and like a bowel issue. It's mainly to do with their diet, not getting enough fibre maybe, or maybe they're getting too much, say fibre. So it can be very kind of difficult for us parents, because we want them to be healthy. Like Matthew, we know that he has like issues with his like iron, and so he needs to take supplements for that. We've tried a lot of different supplements, some natural, some are given to us by the doctors and that. And to be quite honest, they can all work in some ways and that. So but at least he's getting something. I use something called Juice Plus. I got the gummies. I melt them down, and we will be giving him that. But again, I've got to be careful, because it can have a effect like on his tummy, his guts and that. So it's not all the time. So what I want to say to you parents and that is, please, don't worry too much about your child. I'm living proof. I used to worry about my son Matthew and that, and I know parents who've got grown-up kids now. They used to be the same. Like, I was talking to a friend, and she was like, oh yeah, I remember when my son wouldn't eat this, he wouldn't eat that, but now he is eating this and this and this, but he doesn't eat this and this and this. So I think what we need to do is have a more positive kind of mindset, and slowly but surely they will develop, and as they get older and stuff. And this is what we found with my son Matthew, that he will start trying new things, and they will develop into like young adults, and then like adults. And I think sometimes we worry too much as parents, but then it's our job to worry, isn't it? It's our job to worry. But that kind of saying is, then it brings all the pressure like onto us. So our job is actually to be more relaxed, and to actually just be there for our child. Try to introduce things slowly and that to them. Even if they touch like apple or like a banana textures and that, if but also I find out, I mean, my son is very sensitive to pain, and that he can feel a band on the arm, and he's like, oh no. He doesn't talk, but he will like scream or cry, where like other children, I don't feel pain. So let me know in the comments and that if you found this video helpful, and whether you would like any more. Thank you for watching. I hope you have got something out of it. I remember, the swiping might be a phrase that they are going through, and just just be patient with it. I think it's very hard sometimes, and we want answers and that, and sometimes we just have to let our child develop, and in time we can see how they have developed. And like my son Matthew, I know that food was very hard for him. He didn't like to see food on the sofa and that, and so that's why he would swipe things off. I mean, things like, you know, crisp or something, you know, it just would be off and it would be a mess. But we just clear it up, and you know, we would just hold it for him. So there are techniques in that which you can kind of develop yourself and that. So yeah, and I mean, one comment was like, you know, well, if you are at home, why don't you just let him or her sit on the floor and eat? And that could be one option. I mean, what I would say about, you know, sitting at the table and that is, even if they sit at the table, say for like a minute, praise them. If it's 10 seconds, praise them. Yeah, right, you sit down. Yeah, well done. Yeah, then what was it? If you got their food ready as well, and they can see what we used to say nursery is have Matthew was it away from like the other kids. He didn't like other people around him, and also he done much more better sitting like at the table, like on his own, with his, you know, breadsticks and other stuff, toast and that. So and then he would eat it, and he would sit there for maybe about 10 minutes and then run about and then come back and then sit down, and that for say 5 minutes, and that was absolutely fine. So, you know, if that's your child, if your child is very energetic, then it could well be that he or she needs to get that energy, like, was it off? Matthew bounces, and you know, it's hard sometimes because he will bounce in the chair, and so he's not ready to eat, and at school I think that's much more harder because they've got a time frame. So sometimes he doesn't get enough food at school because he's bouncing and that, and so they will let him outside to play, and then he may have some food a bit later. So if you would like to have, you know, a one-to-one like a discovery call, so basically a chat with me, and what you can do if you're on YouTube and go to like my Instagram, the Townsend family, and DM me. And if you're on Facebook, then you can DM me, and I'm more than happy to have a chat with you for free. Okay, take care, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.